I'm Brandon.
I'm Blakely.
And this is the Random Podcast. Today is kind of more, this is like a loose wrestling podcast. And I say loose as in, we're mainly just going to be talking about a couple of random items. First off, we are doing, it's not really a ranking. It's a men's and women's release one, retire one, and rehire one.
Are we doing both men and women?
Yeah, because I got them right here. And we're going to go back and forth. And if you have any questions need me to reread the list, obviously I don't mind.
Can you give me the names one more time? Rehire?
Release is the first one. And you're only going to write down, of course, who you would.
Okay. I spelled it wrong.
The second one is retire.
Retire.
You put Reese's Pieces on the first one?
Yeah, I did.
And then rehire. Okay, for your first one, on the men's release one, you have, would you release LA Knight?
Yeah.
Logan Paul, who nobody realizes it's his music when he comes out, or Drew McIntyre? Who would you release?
Actually, I do
of these three
realize it's Logan Paul because it's Hey Yo, and that's the only one that has it.
Yeah, I always thought he said Hey Ho, so I got confused.
I'm going to release LP, Logan Paul, because he doesn't have a catchphrase.
I heard it was L, and then like you heard LA now. So my decision on this
was Drew McIntyre.
Drew, my boy. Drew stick together. I'm just saying we've.
You released LA Knight?
I'm thinking of that, and hear me out. To me, Logan Paul's upside is higher than LA Knight.
I just like saying yeah, so that's why.
The thing is with LA Knight, I don't want to bring age into it because obviously, it's just more of what do we get. To me, I don't think at this point he's a world champ. I don't think he'll ever see world champ status unless he goes to NXT in WWE. That's just my opinion. And I'm going to let you write down mine too. I'm going to say Logan Paul as well. The only reason I say this...
So are you releasing Logan Paul or LA Knight?
I'm releasing Logan Paul.
Okay.
I'm close to... It's harder, I think, than just this. To me, Logan has tremendous upside, which even I agree with him. If he stays on it 24/7 and trains more, which I already think he's pretty good, but he trains more and he puts into it, I think he's great. It's just at times his promos to me,
it doesn't.
I'd rather go take a nap. I'm sorry, I'm getting to the age I like naps.
I say maybe get food or bathroom break, but
at this point, by the time it's on, I'm already probably 8. I might be bathroom break.
Yeah.
I could be a snack. LA Knight, to me, I don't want him with a belt. I think he's one of those that the chase is better. Like a MasterCard. Chase MasterCard. Do they still do MasterCard? Are they still?
I have no idea.
I know they're a bank, but I don't know if they have credit cards still. Anyway, showing my age. So that's all I'm going to say. I think it's a harder decision than just definitely Drew stays. I think he's doing some of his best work in years.
Scottish.
I was going to say, yeah, I like that better than Warrior, even though they'll say, I've heard them say once or twice Scottish Warrior, and I'm like, that's Celtic Warrior. What are you doing? You're mixing. I like the Psychopath.
Gig infringement.
Okay, retire one. This is really hard to me. Here's your 3. RKO, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, or the OTC, Roman Reigns.
AJ. Hands down, AJ.
To me, this is horribly tough. OTC is like Drew. He stays, obviously. Orton, I'm a little worried he's about to start getting a lot of injuries. But I feel like he can keep going more because AJ is definitely in injury phase. And honestly, kind of like what I was saying earlier, I would not be surprised if AJ doesn't do a lot less dates. I mean, injured, twice in a year and decent injuries.
He's Wrestlemainia AJ now.
Yeah,
which isn't
can
a bad
see that.
thing.
My thing is with Orton, I think Orton's only got a couple more years anyway.
They all don't have long.
OTC, I I can get with AJ retiring just because I've watched him forever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've been following him forever. Same way with Orton. But I think because injury prone, it's AJ for both of us. Even though I don't want any of the three to retire. Yeah. It's just like the first one is a little bit different on that. Okay, rehire one. To me, this was a lot easier. But here's your three for rehire. They had Dolph Ziggler on there, but I guess Nick Nemeth.
Yeah,
is what he's going by right now.
He can stay.
Dean Ambrose / John Moxley. Or Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, whatever you want to call him. To me, this is not as hard for me of it.
I would go John Moxley because there's story with John Moxley now. That Danielson, there really isn't anything.
I think he needs to retire.
I'm fine when he does WrestleMania appearances. Stuff like that. But I think there's more story with the John character, not Dean Ambrose. Character with John Moxley character with Seth, with Punk now, with I would even say Cody. There's new players, to play with. So I would say John Moxley, and my mom would love it. So
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'd rather Dolph be back, and the reason I say that is. Or you can just put DZ for mine or whatever. But the reason I say that, I think you could bring him back as Dolph or Nick. And
I'm thinking about the return factor. John would have a bigger return factor than... Because they can get Dolph now if they really want to.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think John ever comes back. I know never say never, and there's no H in John.
I put John for him.
But the reason I'm saying I don't see him... He would not survive... And I don't mean wrestling-wise. I don't think he would survive in WWE right now. Because of the wrestling he likes to do. I just don't see it. I know they're going more... Like, we've gotten more... But it's more... The way some of those matches are used are more story now. Not just random on Dynamite or something. The reason I want Dolph is I think he can win another championship under... Triple H. I think Triple H would appreciate that.
But they could do that now with him.
I know, but I've always liked Dolph. I've always thought Dolph has gotten an unfair... I know he's won titles, but I felt like he got used in spots and was a workhorse and never got credit for it. And if he comes in as Nick, just have him win... He can win tag teams. Bring his brother in too.
They can't. They won't bring his brother because they got a problem with Punk.
Well, I'm just saying. I don't know that he's that good.
No, he ain't that good.
But I would definitely not... Because I think he needs to retire. I'm afraid he's going to get hurt in the ring. Like, bad. That's what I'm worried about with Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson. The Bella's husband. I'm just afraid he's going to get hurt. But I don't think there's any wrong in any of the three. Other than you better keep Drew, you better keep OTC. Other than that, I think we kind of... Because I think there could be an argument for... I wouldn't mind Moxley back, but I don't know. Something about him just rubs me the wrong way. I don't know.
Maybe it's bald head.
No, because I shaved my head. More power to him. He can pull it off. I don't know. Something about his attitude. I just don't... I don't know. I can't place it. I understand why he left and why he was mad. But, dude, it's been how long? Different times. I'm just saying, change. Be different. I don't know. I just get tired of him. Moving over to the women. We got release one. Now, I think all these are hard. I think these are hard. Not the second one. I think we're going to agree on the second one. Release one. Rhea Ripley. Bianca Belair. Io Sky.
Why'd you go with those three? Because they're in a match?
No, this is from TikTok. I didn't come up with these. You think I would come up with one this hard? I love all three. Well, I love two of the three, but I would let the one exist. I hope they can't hear that on camera. Not talking about your pen. This is tough.
I don't think you can release Rhea because too much You can't release Bianca.
I don't know that you can release Io either.
And
This is tough.
Io.
It's tough. But if you had to, I know who you're releasing.
Who?
I think you release Io.
I'm trying to think.
I don't think you can release.
Can we come
Rhea.
back to this one?
No. I'm forcing it. Because the other two I feel like are easier. This is tough. This is tougher to me than the men's. Any of the men's. The reason I say you got to keep Rhea is because of she's a cornerstone right now to me. You release her, I think the whole women's division falls apart.
You can't do that to Bianca because I don't think...
See, I can.
I can't.
But here's the thing is, if I release...
Because there's a lot of little girls that love Bianca. Like a lot.
I don't care about little girls.
I'm thinking the business.
I obviously don't care about the business. No, it's not only that, but the thing is with Io is...
Because you can always rehire these people too. So.
See, that's what I'm thinking. We release Io and then pick her right back up the next day.
Just a new we're going to fire you, but you're going to get a bigger contract.
Right. We're bringing you back and you get a title shot on time. No, the reason...
I'm going Io.
I want to go Bianca. And the other reason I say that is because to me, she bores the crap out of me. But I think she's also doing her best work right now. The reason I say Io is hard because Io, everybody's opened up to Io, I would say, over the past 6 months. But the reason I know you have to go off of sales too, but I don't know, the sales aspect of just because they bring in a lot also ruins me, in my opinion. Because if you want to go better wrestler, I think Io's a better wrestler than Bianca. But then if you go with sales and talking on the mic, Bianca's better, obviously.
So who are you firing?
I'm firing Bianca just because I love Io more. But we both have to agree, Rhea, there's no way you can't. Rhea.
She's up there with Cody, so you can't. I probably spelled that wrong, but
it doesn't matter. She can't see this. I mean, she can't see that.
Yeah.
Hopefully she watches it. She'll hate me. But I get Io Sky's love. So, retire one. I think this is easy for both of us. Natalya, Charlotte Flair, or Becky Lynch. I think this is easy for me. As much as I love her to death,
it would have to be Natalya.
I think it's Natalya.
Yeah.
Mostly because Charlotte's, to me, can still go. And Becky...
Is that a jet engine?
I'll let it do its speaking and then I will go back to talking. Becky, to me, she puts a butt in the seat just showing up to talk. She could go out there and read her book and it's making money.
I would watch all of it.
I would want her to do different voices. Like if she mentions anything about Seth, she's got to try to do a Seth voice. I don't like doing that. I would watch that. Rehire one. I think this is a little tough. Not for me, but I think it can be tough. Your rehires. Sasha Banks or Mercedes. We'll leave that up depending on would you want Sasha Banks or Mercedes Moné?
I think there's more money in her. Sasha,
Sarah,
Paige,
or Paige, Toni Storm.
Do we get this Toni Storm?
You get to choose on how
because
they have different versions.
Because if it's timeless Toni Storm, that's who I'm going with.
See, this is
because her character is more entertaining.
This is where I would say this is like the rehire one for the men's. Which version are you?
Are we getting the Cody Rhodes of AEW that's in WWE now?
He's not even on these lists.
But I'm talking about.
No, that's what I'm saying. You would choose like
then it's timeless.
Orton, AJ, and OTC are that specific. But I would say here.
So if I want Paige,
say you want Sasha, then you would choose one of the two.
Okay, I would bring timeless Toni Storm then.
See, that's
because she's more interesting.
They have TS.
TTS.
Let's not spell that really fast. I would choose the current evolution of Sarah. I don't think we'll ever get Paige back, obviously. I think we're both on agreement. I would take. See, I don't know Toni Storm like you do. I have no clue. I have no clue who she is. I have a vague idea, but I've even told you this personally. There's some of them run together in my head. There for a while, Dakota Kai, Cora Jade, Candice LeRae, a couple of them were the same person for me. I didn't know who they were until like the past year. Every so often, I get Indy Hartwell and Shotzi mixed up. Don't ask. It happens. Other than I know I do not like either one of them. That's maybe why they seem the same. To me, Paige, I love this version of. I love Paige to death. I still haven't watched her
movie,
Loose Bio movie.
Bio My Family.
Yes, I almost said on the
produced
family.
by Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
With a young Florence Pugh.
Yes.
You sometimes forget that. But I would say Sarah, just because I would like to see her come back.
Which there's rumors.
And high rumors that she and possibly for Evolution 2 in July, potentially. The reason I want to see it is because I kind of felt. I want to say this in a non-weird bring back stuff. I was gonna say she got a raw deal, but then my brain goes somewhere else. I feel like she got wrong when she left. Now there's two sides on that.
She got hurt,
right?
And it just
and I'm not saying that. I understand the injury she had. There were huge questions on. It happens a lot with that type of injury, but that and you had the guys she was dating at Del Rio, all that stuff is probably not was a main catalyst too because of his history, and I still think he's one of the worst wrestlers of all time, in my opinion. And somehow he won the biggest Royal Rumble of all time.
Wow, that was during a crap time.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't.
But I feel like she's redeemed herself. I know it probably hasn't been a long stint in AEW because I don't really watch it, but I feel like she's a different worker now. Like, I think she can pull social media. I'm not saying she's a Drew level, but I think she can use that. And honestly, even a Legends contract, I would be happy for her to do. And I just love her to death. I don't know. Something about her, I just love her to death. Maybe the goth hair. I don't know. But what I remember of Toni Storm, I'd have no problem either. Because I kind of felt like, I don't even know if she got really a chance.
Have you seen any of her time with Toni Storm stuff?
I don't think so. But see, I also don't know. Because sometimes if I don't recognize, I just kind of skip.
You need to go watch. It's pretty entertaining. Well, to me, it's entertaining.
And when it comes to YouTube, I don't do a lot of wrestling. It's more TikTok. And if I don't even like the creator. Because I think a lot of people steal stuff on TikTok for their own views. And it just angers me. So I just flip. That's a whole different soapbox. But I don't feel like you can make... WWE would have to bring back Sasha as Sasha, not Mercedes.
Yeah,
I think it would completely kill everything.
There's bigger name in Sasha than Mercedes.
Yeah.
Outside, I don't think she owns a Sasha name. I don't think.
No. I think that's why she had to...
go Mercedes.
Yeah.
Saraya versus... Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where the bigger... name value is it Paige? Because I think she was talking about I would like to return back as Paige, not as Saraya.
I'm just saying I like the older version, the more seasoned.
And the reason why I picked Timeless Toni Storm is because I think that's a bigger name now than Toni Storm.
Right.
That's why I said the same thing about John. I think there's more to it. Yeah, you can come back at Dean Ambrose.
Right.
But I think there's more story with the name John.
I think if you bring back just go backwards, with John, you would have the finality, I don't know if that's a word, of the Shield. Like their final evolutions of Seth and his 2,200 nicknames. He's like the man of many nicknames at this point. Like half of them are dumb. And I won't call him just because they're stupid. I think the Architect's my favorite for him. And then you have OTC and Moxley. I just Moxley's style of wrestling now is kind of not there with WWE for me right now. I mean, it can come back because of what they're doing. It's just, I think he still has a hatred for WWE right now. It's my only.
And he's also locked up for a while.
Yeah, and that's the problem. By the time he gets done, the other two, I think Roman's only a couple years out.
Seth will continue to wrestle, but Roman, he'll be a main event.
I just realized the other day, Penta's 40. And I was like, holy crap, I didn't know he's 40.
Ray Phoenix is like
he's
38.
He's a couple years, not much.
Asa Black.
But you know what I'm kind of wanting? And then we'll get into like some of our final stuff. But I want, was it American? It's whatever the new Chad gave.
American El Grande.
I want him teaming up with El Generico versus Ray Phoenix.
You know, Rey Mysterio is facing Americana Del Grande or whatever at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
People are like, man, Chad Gable could never get a Mania match, and it's Chad Gable.
Well, he messed himself up whenever he acted like he was sick, and now he doesn't get it. I mean, he's hurt himself. But I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm excited for that Fatal 4-Way Intercontinental match.
It's getting more and more when I see Chad, I think Kurt. And it's like, and that's good. I mean, yes, they're obviously different. But it makes me want to go back and be like, Vince, let's not use Jason. Let's use Chad. Because it's perfect. I mean, we can even shave his head, bro. But then we might not have this. Mm-hmm. So it's a double-edged sword. That's kind of all I got on that. I just thought that would be something kind of fun. Which remind me, after this, I got a TikTok to show you with those podcasts that we can't stand and how bad of a decision they make. Next, I want to talk about the Hall of Fame class. Just kind of go over our thoughts on whether they should or not be in there. And we may agree, we may not. Obviously, headline the class, which
the King of Kings
on April 18th is when this is going to be happening.
The Cerebral Assassin.
Triple H. Now I think he's already in there under Evolution and DX.
Just DX.
Or just DX. Mm-hmm. I think this took too long, in my opinion.
The thing is,
I understand yes and no and
the
why.
Thing is because he never wanted... Because to me, it would have felt like he put himself in there.
Right.
And so...
Which I did love it when Shawn and Undertaker came out.
So that's why. But I think it's long overdue. I'm a big Triple H fan.
And it's 30 years of Triple H. What was it like this coming up week or something? I got an email from the WWE shop. You buy one thing and you're signed up for life. I think we're in agreement on that.
Yeah, he deserves it, most definitely.
I wouldn't be surprised if eventually Evolution's not in there.
They have to. I mean, look at the crew they were with. Ric Flair, Triple H, Bautista.
I think once Bautista. We always think of Bautista. Or Skinny Jeans Batista. I think once Randy Orton retires, then Evolution's probably in. Mm-hmm. Next one, in my opinion, this should have probably already happened. Mm-hmm. Michelle McCool.
I thought we were talking about Lex Luger.
Well, I'm going in order.
Good on Michelle McCool.
I think I saw it on Twitter. Michelle McCool, I think, should be in there. I think she is one of my favorite heels. Her and yes. Was it Melina? Layla. Same thing. I mean, obviously not. But I loved, to me, she was pre-Charlotte Flair. She was to me, that's, people might not like that comparison.
She was the wrestler to...
Not just looks.
To wrestle. There's a story that goes around that she was wrestling too good that she made some of the males look bad.
Yeah, yes. That story has been told.
And then Chris Jericho comes and said, well, if she's doing better, we need to step up our game then. If she's doing much deserved. Long overdue, but much deserved.
Because some people are like, "Oh, Undertaker's." I was like, "No, you need to go watch Michelle McCool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to watch her." Next one has been considered controversial, but Lex Luger. To me, I had mixed feelings on it. I love Lex Luger. I was always a fan. I don't think of him as WWE though.
I don't either. Because he had such a short stint.
Now, you can also say, well, there's WCW and WWE. A little bit of a difference on some of these. Sting's in there because Sting was the face.
But you got to remember, WWE owns WCW.
Right.
So it's not like, oh, WCW is still this other company running. WWE owns WCW.
Yes.
So they own the characters of WCW. So,
I personally don't have a problem with Lex Luger in there. I love Lex Luger.
Just like,
and I'm glad he's doing well.
Yeah, I'm not saying they ever do this, but just like if they want to put Horace Hogan in there, they can because they own WCW right.
Dude, I sometimes forget Horace. You mentioned that, and I was like, I literally saw a TikTok the other day where it mentioned Horace Hogan because they were talking about here comes so and so, and it's Horace Hogan at the door. You must have saw the same daggum TikTok.
No, I just watch a lot of DPW, and they love Horace Hogan stuff.
Horace Hogan was always so random to me. Well, see, that's like, there's people I think should be in the hall that's not. And there's people that I saw a list one time of who was in the hall, and I'm like, why are they in here? But I think we kind of feel the same on Lex. I don't have a problem at all.
I'm glad he's going.
And I'm glad he's doing good. I'm glad DDP has helped him. I love the years of him and Sting. As what was there? They had a tag team name.
The Beach Blondes.
No, you're thinking of the Beautiful Blondes.
I don't know. I thought about Sting. I thought about Surfer Sting for a second.
They had it was like a American thing, like
American Male?
Because of the colors.
American Male.
No. Or American Males. Neither one of them. Next was Natural Disasters. Now, this is one of those...
That's Typhoon and Hurricane, right?
I believe so.
No, Typhoon and Earthquake, not Hurricane.
I don't know, because I don't know them that well.
It's Typhoon and Earthquake. It's,
I don't want to sound mean.
I'm indifferent because...
I don't really remember them that well.
Them.
I don't remember... I remember them individually, but not...
I know of them.
Yeah.
And one was Taskmaster.
I thought that was Kevin...
No.
Kevin Sullivan, yeah. He's Taskmaster.
They deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. That's all I want to say. Because I don't...
Here's my thing is, I remember them, but I don't ever remember having any feelings towards them. To me, the Hall, for me personally, is like a feelings-oriented.
They were big during their time, though.
Quite literally. Sorry. Kind of a fat joke. I don't know. I'm one of those that I'm not going to get big into. Like with them, I don't feel like I can judge just because I don't remember their matches. I don't remember, other than who they are, I don't really remember half of it. Now we have the legacy inductions. I don't know if this is a different wing or something, but it's Kamala, Dory Funk Sr., and Ivan Koloff.
I thought Kamala was still already in it.
No. Kamala is one that people have felt should have been in there for years, but was not. I saw something on it recently. I don't really remember. I remember what he looks like because I saw a picture, obviously, recently. I don't remember him that much.
Just like Ivan Koloff. I'm surprised he's not already in there.
See, and that's what I'm a little... Because I thought Dory Funk
and Dory Funk. Yeah.
So I'm confused by the legacy inductions.
Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and say they were already in it because I do believe they were.
And I kind of feel like Ivan definitely, because he was the big bad for years.
And he was WrestleMania not one.
Yeah.
Well, not one. WrestleMania.
And Dory Funk is one of the biggest legends of all time.
Yeah, let's just...
But something new this year, and I like the idea. I don't know if I agree with this match, but the Immortal Moments. And they're going to be doing, I guess, this every year now, possibly, with matches. Now, I've saw a lot of people, I don't think they should be getting rings or anything, and I don't think they will.
No.
But because then that gets overkill for some, because some people already got a couple.
Ric Flair.
There's no point in doing you mean Charlotte Flair's dad? We're not getting in. I wanted to make a joke. But it's going to be Stone Cold versus Bret Hart from WrestleMania 13. I don't really remember it.
This is
Did
when
we watch it in the video?
No,
I didn't think
this
so.
is when Stone Cold became Stone Cold. This is
Right.
what brought him up. This was a double turn, they like to say, where Stone Cold became the good guy, and Bret was the bad guy. It's a legendary match.
Do you think it should be? Do you think? I'm leaving more of this on you. Do you think it should be the first one?
Yes.
Now, is this when he goes against the Authority?
This is,
or does it lead to the beer truck?
this.
No, because I think this is a lot later.
No, this was 90. This was WrestleMania 13. So it was.
Would that be about 93?
No, about 95 ish.
Okay.
Because 17 was 2001. So 16 was 2000. 99 was 14.
So it's been 97.
It would have been 97. It was a turning moment, really, for the Attitude Era, for Stone Cold. I agree, yes.
Do you think in any world, Andre versus Hogan?
They would have to, because it was the first time they reached.
Do you think that could potentially be the next match?
It could be.
And I'm talking about the body slam moment.
Yes.
Because see, when I first thought they were doing with the Immortal was moments, not matches. You know what I mean? Like,
because if they go matches wise
or something like that,
eventually it'll be TLC 2.
Right.
It could be moments or matches.
Do you think there's ever a world where it's Immortal pay-per-views?
No.
And I think mostly no on that, just as
because this is a WrestleMania event.
I guess yeah, you can. I guess that's true. But do you think it's always going to be WrestleManias though?
Mm-hmm.
Because when they say Immortal
because then
match,
eventually they could do WrestleManias, like WrestleMania 18, WrestleMania 17.
Yeah, if you get up to like 100, maybe.
Which it's gonna like.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to be here.
I'm not gonna. That's 70 years. I'll be 90.
Are we on that? Why? I'm thinking football. That's in 50s.
No, hold on. We're on 41. So it'll be
59
39.
years. I promise you, I'm not going to be here.
What do we? No, it'll be 60.
I said 100.
It'll be 59.
Yeah, I won't be here.
I'll be 70.
I'd be 98. I don't see me being 98.
That would be.
You'd be 71, 81.
I might be here.
I'd be 98. There ain't no way.
Never know with modern medicine. But that's a whole nother.
None of us can afford modern medicine.
Hey, there's no telling what our future
anyway,
will be. We might hit rich one day. I don't know. There's no telling.
I think it's one of those things. I don't have a lot of people were having issues. And I'm like, I feel like no matter what match you put here, somebody's going to have an issue. Because honestly, I think there's a lot of matches you could put here. Mine one being the Hogan Andre. I'm sure there's like Ric Flair matches. There's Ric Flair and what was it?
Macho Man.
Steamboat. For the what was it? Was it IC? It's considered a great match. I'm not good with matches. My brain runs together on stuff. We talked about the women's earlier.
Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon.
Yes.
WrestleMania 10 for the.
Maybe even Undertaker, times. Shawn Michaels 1 or 2 in WrestleMania.
Probably the one.
There's so many matches. Triple H versus Batista, with the chain and stuff. That's not going to be in there.
Well, that main event, the first women to main event WrestleMania.
Yes. You could have Jinder Mahal when he wins the championship.
Wasn't that WrestleMania? That was at Backlash.
I'm just saying.
In Chicago.
I'm just making jokes.
Against Randy Orton. Well, it was the next pay-per-view.
I think you need to do more than just WrestleMania matches in this. Because it's not the way they named it, Immortal Match. I know what WrestleMania is considered Showcase of the Immortals. I'm assuming that's what they went with. I'm assuming. I don't know.
Well, I think we'll get further information if the more years go by.
I don't have a problem with them keeping it to WrestleMania.
Are they replacing the celebration wing? Not the celebrity
wing? I don't know. Because unless they just haven't announced, but from what I understand, this is the full list. And maybe that's what the legacy is. I don't know. I'm a little confused because when I was writing this up, I was like, wait a minute, aren't all three of these already in? But honestly, I think the celebrity wing, I'm not the biggest fan of it anyway. Now, some of them I completely agree with. But I kind of wanted to talk just a little bit about the state of wrestling right now, how we feel. I feel like for me, it's taken a little bit of a seat back, but that's because of my life has kind of gotten in there. But the thing is, with my wrestling right now, I don't know if it's as much as companies. I'm kind of doing it on purpose to watch the mic. But the fan base has kind of started to ruin wrestling a little bit for me, which I know I need to separate it from the two. But I feel like some are, which I kind of do it too, are overhating here and there. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about just the Charlotte Tiffany thing. We saw some of the back and forth on Jay, which I've done it, but not to the visceral amount that you see in some. And I don't want to say that's just a casual fan, because some of the ones who are in it more than I'd say even us are going that route. But I think at times we need to let the companies do it. Then even AEW, no matter what the opinion is on AEW, MOW, DPW, New Japan, TNA, NXT, all of that. WWE, obviously. Whatever Vince is working on. We need to kind of let them do their thing. I don't mind, the nitpicking. But I feel like that this year around WrestleMania, we were talking about it a little early, it's kind of dead for me. Like, obviously, when WrestleMania hits, I'm going.
When Monday hits, I will be hyped for that week. But
that's kind of where I'm at. I think the fan base is
it felt like you couldn't miss a Raw or SmackDown, or even and this year it's like you can miss it and be fine.
I think the recaps are way worse this year.
I think a lot of the storytelling hasn't been up there.
Yeah.
I think maybe they pushed it too far back to about middle of April.
Yeah.
I think earlier part of April is a lot more better.
Well, we all know what they're celebrating. So,
yeah.
Easter and my birthday.
And, living young, wild, and free, Snoop Dogg. But...
You just ruined it.
Well, 420,
Yeah.
But I was trying to make a,
Yeah.
Not a YouTube policy joke, but, but...
Just ruined it.
I just... Last year, you just felt the hype. And it might have been the Rock effect. We might...
I feel like some stories are rushed. Even more so than usual.
I'm excited. There's matches I'm excited for. I'm excited for John and Cody. I'm excited for the triple threat between Roman, Seth, Punk. I'm excited for the Intercontinental Fatal 4-Way match.
I don't even remember who's in that.
You got Braun, Penta, Finn, and Dominic.
That's right. I do. Yeah.
You got Jacob versus LA Knight.
Charlotte and Tiffy, I think it's going to be a good match.
And as much as crap is going around triple threat for the women with Bianca, Rhea, and that match is still going to slap.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm not sure what that means.
It's going to be a banger.
They're going to be slapping each other.
And
that hair's going to fly around and smack people.
Damian Priest and Drew might end up being a good match. I forgot that match happened just after it just
came out. Yeah, that's right.
out.
Drew's a pirate now.
Yeah, I forgot that match happened. I just blurred out. I forgot about it.
AJ versus Logan.
I forgot that match is supposed to happen.
Was it Lyra? Is Lyra?
I don't think either one of them faced Chelsea or Lyra don't have anybody yet.
That's probably going to be on Monday night after.
Oh yeah, or
when is New Day's championship?
They had it this past week, I do believe.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
And they haven't even released the matches. All the matches.
We don't know
what nights what. Other
Naomi and Bianca will be interesting.
Well, and that's I read something earlier, 14 to 15 matches. That's a lot.
And a lot of them haven't been announced.
Yeah.
Unless we're just completely idiots and haven't seen them.
I'm sure I am.
But I'll be excited for it. I'll watch both nights. I will get happy. I will enjoy it.
Do the happy dance.
But
I don't know what that was.
I don't know if it's because the city they're in. It's because last year was just so big, and this year
was it Philly?
Yeah.
Yeah. Vegas to me is one of those that's like it's going to be big, but Philly was like monumental. Something about Philly was so
and I guess
monumental.
that moment of Cody winning.
Yeah.
It's kind of like,
which we talked about this earlier. I'm assuming night 2 is going to be John and Cody main event. I'm leaning towards main event on the night before is going to be the triple threat.
It already is.
It's been announced.
CM Punk, yeah, because the favor that Paul thought was going to be the main event.
That was such a bad lead. I feel like they dropped the ball in the favor. I'm agreeing with a lot of people on that.
I don't.
Because we all figured.
We all knew it was going to be Paul, I think.
Yes.
But I think that's where the Roman's acting that made it good for me.
I think the thing is, the real favor is not Paul. I think that was all red herring.
But see, now Seth is owed a favor.
People love own a favor. See, and here's my thoughts, and this is a little bit off topic, but I want to put it out there because I was right in Royal Rumble about something. What was I right about?
I don't know.
John Cena turning and how he turned. I was right. Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber.
I think this is how I think. I think Tiffany wins, but
I thought we were on the triple threat match.
No, but I just got to talk about this because I think you like my idea.
I thought we were talking about.
Okay, well, hypothetical matches that we think is going to happen. We don't want to do those two because they're main events. Who do you think wins out of Bianca, Io, and Mommy?
Bianca.
I think you have to do Bianca. And then Bianca's like, hey, suckers. Why'd I go Booker T? Can you dig it? We get Io versus Rhea for number 1 contender. Rhea finally beats Io because she's never beaten her one-on-one. And we get Rhea versus Bianca, and I'm going to end up hurting my finger.
I think they wait until SummerSlam to do that.
But what I'm saying, that's what eventually happens.
Because SummerSlam is 2 nights this year.
Why?
In New Jersey at the New York Jets and Giants Field MetLife.
Yeah. But that's what I think. I think that's how it's going to happen. I think we agree. LA Knight and Jacob fought. I think you put the belt on Jacob fought too.
You have to.
And then he starts a program with Solo, in my opinion. AJ versus Logan, I think you got to have Logan win. Just because it's WrestleMania and to anger everyone.
And it feels the story for AJ and Karrion Kross.
Right. Now, who do you want to talk about next? I think Damian and Drew either way, but I think
Drew wins it because
he needs to start finishing things.
Because it finishes the story from last year, Damian cashing in on Drew.
He needs to be Cody right now. He needs to be finishing stories. So he can write the next chapter. Another reason I'm not a booker. Okay, the next one, I want to save those. So you said Ray and
El Grande Americano.
Now, if you want something fun, American. Go to Chad Gable's X account. He shared a cool little art poster of him versus Ray, and it was really cool. I think you got to put Chad Gable over here just because it would be so hilarious, and the way he wins would be like at the end of the match, he wins, and then Ray just gets mad, not heel, but just gets mad and rips the mask off, and it's Chad being like, something cool, something hilarious. There was I'm trying to think because I don't want to get to Tiff. I don't want to do Tiffy, the triple threat, or okay, Jay and Gunther. I think you got to put it on Jay.
You got to.
He finally wins because he's 0-6. He wins on the big stage. No help from either. Neither one of them get help. It's a slugfest, and it'd be good. Because I think Gunther can have a good match with anyone, honestly. I mean, you look at the matches he's had, even Akira Tozawa, even though I love him, that was a good match.
I think you get interference from Jimmy just because of what happened. But besides that,
I would like none, but I understand it. Next up, you have the Fatal 4-Way for the men's IC title. Braun, Penta, Finn, and Dom, Dirty Dom. I think Braun retains.
I think Penta. I think they pulled
one of those. I think one of those two should have it, and add another nail, so to speak, between Dom.
I would be down for Dom to win.
Honestly, I would love the Heat. The Heat would be phenomenal.
Because I've been seeing pictures of Eddie and him beside each other with a thing, and it just looks cool.
I don't know when it's going to be named, but this just popped back in my head. Raquel and Liv will be doing something with the titles.
I don't know.
Championship.
I don't think they have anybody.
But I think that's supposed to... That was mentioned not long ago. I think not this past Raw, but the Raw before. Okay, now men's triple threat. You have CM Punk, The Architect, and OTC. To me, this is probably one of the tougher matches to decide on.
Because Punk's first time in the main event. Roman is Roman. Seth is Seth.
And you got to think about the future where it goes. Because I think Seth or CM Punk finishes the stuff with Seth in this. You know what I mean? For right now, telling. Maybe down the line. I think CM Punk wins and we get Seth and Roman down the line. And Paul Heyman turns and becomes CM Punk's boy.
Becomes Seth Rollins' boy.
I don't think
people's talking enough about that though.
I know, but I think it's better if he becomes CM Punk and then CM Punk turns heel.
I don't think they would get what they want out of Punk turning heel.
Unless you keep him face and he take it off Cena in the future. Which, I mean, that's...
I think there's more story in...
I think CM Punk has to win this.
Paul leaving for Seth after all Seth has done for Roman.
Yes, that would work because then that makes better for even Seth.
Because Cody... I look back a couple years when Cody was going after Roman for the title. And Cody was saying what would happen... He said, what would happen if Jimmy and Jay left? What would happen if Solo left? What would happen if your wise men left? Mm-hmm. Where would you be at then? And then in the future, that could lead back to Cody and Roman facing each other.
Right. I kind of like that idea better. But my winner for this is CM Punk.
I think it's either Punker or it's Roman.
The reason I think Punk is because...
And then watch us both be wrong and Seth wins.
Well, my thing is I think it... How? That was my kneecap. I think Punk, future... That would help him get in the title picture a little bit better.
See, all three of them don't need help to get in the title.
I know that, but like with... I won't... Well, let's just say, who do you think of the... You said OTC. Right? You think Roman winning this? Because I'm gonna lap it in with the next one.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna save Tiffy and Charlotte for last. John and Cody, I think John's got to win here. Mm-hmm. My opinion.
I think it'll be a crazy finish.
It will be crazy because Travis Scott is already definitely going to be there, even though I would rather him not be nowhere near this. Just because of my thing with celebrities right now, I'm tired of it already. I don't care who does good or who doesn't. I'm tired of it. But also, I think he needs a lot of training. I know he's been getting training from, is it Booker T or someone?
I don't know.
But I don't care. I don't want him near it. I think we get The Rock in some capacity here. If not in person, then at least his music pops. and that helps, or we get another member of that group. Because I think we're missing a member. I feel like a member is going to show up.
Drew.
And I would not have a problem with that. But Pirate Drew. I want Pirate Drew. With a sword and possibly a parrot. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. But seriously, the reason I want to talk about that, because down the line, I know they're probably going to wait and have it a big thing with, because Cody's going to want his title back from John if John wins. I would like for them to either John retire with that belt and then bring out a new look belt because he brings back his spinner or whatever. CM Punk takes it off of him. I think it would be even better than Cody taking it off. My opinion. That's just what because their history, the pop bomb when he dropped the mic, when he was talking, that type of pop. But I think that would be better storytelling for me down the line. I don't have a problem with Cody going out, but he doesn't need to win it again. Let John carry it. If we're gonna do this, let John carry it.
Yeah.
I was not on board first until the heel turn. Now I'm on board. Hook, line, sinker. I thought they played that so phenomenal, like AJ Styles. And The Rock, I think right now is The Rock that we've wanted for years since he left. We're getting the final boss. The final boss last year was more like the minion of the final boss. To me, he did a good job, but now we're getting to the nitty gritty. Because in my opinion, Bloodline's almost over at this point. Mm-hmm. Because he's moved on. He's done. We're basically breaking everything up on, the lower end. The new Bloodline's pretty much done. The OG Bloodline, everybody's in there. We'll eventually get Usos again, but they're themselves. But that's how I would kind of that's why I kind of am pulling for CM Punk. Even though I know he'd get right back up there because John's I got unfinished business with CM Punk. Because they never finished it at all that I can remember. And then even if he doesn't win it, but CM Punk beats him for it, then CM Punk's automatically up there to win the new belt. And then Cody's up there, and then you can still plug in Seth and Roman and Drew. Do a five, do elimination chambers when that could happen. Something, I'm not saying obviously not then because that's too many times past. But I think that would work perfectly. Just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
The last one is, and I actually like this idea, is why I want to talk about it. Charlotte versus Tiffy time. Now, as much as I love Charlotte, I would rather her not win. Let Tiffy go a little bit more. I don't want to get into recent controversies here and there. I didn't watch it. I don't know. I think both of them got overheated, and it should not went that far on either side. I think both of them are at fault here, not one or the other.
And I think they'll be professional.
I think when it comes down to the match, here's my hopes, and I think you kind of enjoyed this, even though I don't know that it's going to happen. But I do think she comes back soon. Either WrestleMania or Monday after. I think Becky's coming back. What if Becky comes back and screws Charlotte and Tiffany wins? I think that would be great. Because that is a great feud to me that will sell tickets. Because I think you have a couple people that Tiffy could go against and it would be fine. You have Nia, if Nia doesn't take time off. Where's Roxanne?
Brawl.
Yeah, move her over. I don't care.
It's just
I don't know. That's what I would love to see.
I think people will be mad because
people are always mad.
I think it's got to be clean finish because there's no reason why anybody should be interfering.
I don't know how you clean finish this though. Because she's not. I don't care what anybody says. Tiffany is not a better wrestler than Charlotte. But any given Sunday.
Yeah. I see Tiffany winning. I just don't think it'll be with help from anybody. I think Charlotte. I think Charlotte tries to do something stupid, and then Tiffany's able to do the prettiest moonsault, catch Charlotte off guard and pin her.
Does she have any type of submission hold, Tiffy?
No.
One way that it could work is like a knee issue. You know, they've already visited that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she does something stupid, tweaks her knee, and then that's how Tiffany takes advantage, does her tilt-a-world on Alabama Slam, goes up to the prettiest moonsault, 1, 2, 3.
Okay. I could see that. I feel like no matter what, Tiffany's got one.
Yeah.
The only other match that we know that's happening is Jade and Naomi, and a part of me with every other match going on, I don't care. But like you said before we started filming this, I love Naomi's arc right now. I just love it. I think she's in her element. I think she's doing a great job.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's kind of all we got. If you got anything you want to add,
I'm good.
I will say I think the fan base right now, I'm not really happy with any company's fan base right now. I know the companies are going to have issues. They'll either sink or swim. That's all I can say. We're always going to have different opinions on what they should or should not do.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said in the previous video, sometimes we don't care about the wrestler until they're released. So I think you were spot on with that. But until next time, like, share, subscribe, come back for some more. We'll see you later.
Peace.